You know what? I'm just not gonna buy it. They finally did it. They had to come and ruin Deus Ex for everyone. It's not enough that they did damage to the Jensen saga by canning it, they have to come and do the Frankenstein monster of Deus Ex. You know, inside of me there are a couple of games that are very close to my core. Of course, Deus Ex being one of them, but there's other one, Silent Hill 2. If there's a game closest to art anywhere, it has to be Silent Hill 2. It's a game that shows us how miserable people's lives can be, and no life is more miserable than a gamer. Gamers have it worse than everyone else in the society, and now we just have to suffer a bit more. I got a letter from my wife telling me there's actually good games in this town. I have looked all over the place for them, and all I found were monsters. I think she's just fucking with me to get me out of the house. Mary, could there really be good games in this town? It's very obvious that the problems that are in this remaster, the most obvious one, they threw the art style out of the window. Weird, funky NPC models, extremely bad light with too much contrast, the horrible new UI mixed with old elements. I often see people say, just another AI slop job, but no, please, stop saying that. AI can do much better than this now. Strategies? Just by these alone, you can tell there's zero quality assurance going on. The trailer starts with what I'm assuming is supposed to be the jaw-dropping transition from 2001 graphics to 2005 graphics.
I felt a great disturbance in the force, as if millions of voices suddenly cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced. I fear something terrible has happened.
And then, nothing really. They just show the player shooting the ground and the trailer is over. Since it's been a few days after this trailer, it's funny how I have seen people actually defending it, saying that they cannot bother themselves to find fixes for the game, or they actually like what they saw, but I have to admit, these are just a minority of people. As of late, I'm pretty much a Deus Ex purist. I prefer the game vanilla, but what I'm about to say might actually be shocking. If you are desperate for a remaster, just install Deus Ex Revision. Yes, I say that. Either that or just GMDX, which by saying that will anger both sides, so yeah. Every day we live in purgatory, and this is proof of it. Why did I say this? Well, being a Deus Ex fan is actually a painful experience. First, you play a great game, and then they make a sequel, not for you, but for a new broader audience that never played the original. Is the new broader audience in this room? Of course not, and then the game fails, and we never get a new Deus Ex ever again. Then by extreme luck, we get a prequel that is actually decent, and a sequel to the prequel that is actually excellent. And the price to pay for that fortune was the misfortune of not having another game to wrap up the story they wanted to tell. The Deus Ex fans' mouth dry, of saying that Mankind Divided doesn't have an ending. You see Embracer Group acquiring Deus Ex, and then you see Embracer Group killing Deus Ex, and it's basically over. And then it all stops. And then, all of a sudden, this crap drops. A greedy corporation's hand puppeting one of our favorite games in the laziest possible version of a remaster. The story is almost always the same. Remasters, so hot, time to outsource every part of the development to the third world, slap some greasier graphics onto everything and charge 30 times more the original price of the game. If people don't realize the massive damage remasters do to franchises, let me explain it to you how search engines work. New things precede older things. When new things are announced, the old thing gets replaced forever in the search engine. Now every time someone searches for one of the best games ever, Silent Hill 2 for example, they will forcibly see the remake instead of the masterpiece that is the original. In doing so, we have erased what's good for what's new, just like that. And now, finally, Deus Ex. We are at the start of the shift for Deus Ex. With article after article copy-pasting the same press release from Haspir, now search engines are gearing up to show only the remaster, and thus doing irreparable damage to Deus Ex. And you can imagine, someone just heard about the game, they never played it, and what do? They're gonna search for it, and it's more likely than not that they'll see the remaster for $30 and not the original one that's always on sale for $1. And as I'm nearing the end of this video, I don't think I have to explain to you why the remaster looks bad. I think everyone is smart enough to just look at it. But going back to a point I previously made, something I keep hearing is AI slop. And yeah, maybe they are using AI, who knows? Let's say we grab this screenshot. I de-stretched this billboard and put it flat. Now we compare both the old poster with the new poster. It's kinda hard to know if it was made by AI or not. It's obviously inferior, but my point is, if I use the latest AI tech to upscale the original texture, this is how it looks. Minus the text that's all crap on the bottom, it is a superior version to whatever the remaster is doing. So bringing the AI slop to the conversation makes no sense at this point. Lastly, also going back a little, another point I heard is how good it is to just pick the game and play so I don't have to fidget for fixes. But if quickly searching for a fix is that painful to you that you rather spend $30 than actually searching, yeah, go ahead, buy it. So yeah, these are all my 2 cents. $30? No way I'm buying this. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna play it, or at least look at it, if you catch my pirate software.
Eat my entire ass.